everyone. You may remember that back in February I won a competition with Craft Stamper magazine for their Take It Make It challenge number 6. And so as part of my prize they asked me to be a design team guest for this month's challenge number 7, which was to do with mono printing onto acrylic blocks. It's similar to using a jelly plate. You just add several blobs of colour onto the block as you do on the jelly plate, and then use a brayer to lightly roll over the top. You don't want to do it too hard because it lifts the paint off, but if you do it gently you can blend it into a design, or else you can use your fingers. Perhaps as well you might get something better by using your fingers, and then you just press your paper onto the top as you do with the jelly plate, and then lift it off and you've got your mono printed designs. These are some of the ones that I got from the printing. This one I used one of those silicone brushes to drag it through the paint to take off some of the paint and create a design. This one I used a stencil, and that was another print that I got from the stencil. That was the second print that I got from just using the paint with the brayer. I like that one, so I should probably use it for a different design. And that was the last one that I got when I was trying to lift up some of the paint, and it's a bit muddy, so perhaps I won't use that one. Obviously the first one that I got off I really liked, so I used that for my background of the card. Once you'd done your background with the jelly mono printing, you could do any design you wanted, so this was what I came up with. So I've used my mono printed paper for the background, and then I've used some washi tape along the sides there and the bottom, and then I die cut a heart from, I didn't die cut it, I freehand cut from corrugated cardboard, and I took off some of the top of the cardboard and then painted it with white gesso to give it a vintage look, and then I went round the edge with vintage photo distress ink. And then I used a stamp from a set by a Dutch company called Art Journey, and I stamped it onto red card, made a banner, a little flag banner from it, and then adhered it to a cocktail stick, which I threaded into a piece of the corrugated card. Then I used a die cut that hadn't cut well. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't the fault of the die. It was my fault. I didn't run it through properly, but I didn't want to waste it. It's from a Cherry Lynn design. This was what it actually, one of the cuts. It cuts out 3 or 4 different sizes, and that was from actually one of the smaller ones that I cut out. But I cut it into pieces and used it sort of like a bit of a skeleton on there, and I really was pleased with the effect I got from that. I thought it was quite an unusual idea. And the stamp set I really like. It's got lots of pieces in there that would be really good for mixed media projects. Brushes, pencils and art, which is the same thing from another point of view. So I'll be using that a lot in the future. I didn't use all of it, I just stamped out and then cut out a few of the pens and pencils and added some colour to them. And there I used some bits of leftover edge punch that I'd made before, and the white one I die cut it onto, added it onto black cards so that the black would show through, and then the other piece was just a small piece of golden trim that I'd punched out. I quite like to try and use up scraps if I can. That's another piece of washi tape on the bottom. Then I die cut this crown from one of the Tim Holtz dies and added a few of the little hearts that came out of that die cut and some rhinestones. And then I added some more of the hearts around this doodled border that I'd put on, and then I got some larger hearts that I punched out and stamped the individual letters which say Go Create. And then once again I adhered them to the card, and then I matted and layered the whole thing onto red card and black card to make it stand out, and I was very pleased with how it turned out. I'm going to add a couple of photos on the end of this because you can't really see the vibrancy of the colours too much through the video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you like my project. I look forward to hearing your comments. Bye for now.